Let me introduce you to the candle that was a must-have for the French monarchy. What you see in front of you is a Bayberry candle. Want to be the first to know about new uploads? Click on the notification bell and subscribe. My Louisiana Bayberry wax just arrived and everything looks okay, packaged well, and the shipment was intact. I'm pleased. With that said, let's get to it. Bayberry wax is known in Louisiana as wax myrtle. It comes from the wax myrtle tree. Removing the wax and using it for candle making and soap making purposes was taught to the Louisiana Creoles and the Creoles of Cajun descent from the Choctaw Indians. France's discovery of Bayberry wax being used for candle making was done by Jesuit priests observing Louisiana Creoles of Cajun descent in the bayou collecting the Bayberry wax to make candles. Henceforth, the Bayberry wax industry boom of Louisiana. Bayberry wax and its seeds were collected in droves and sent to France for candle making purposes. Bayberry wax and the myrtle tree was sought after all over the world. The wax myrtle tree was actually planted in Britain and mentioned in two different classical novels, one Peter Pan and the other Swiss Family Robinson. The popularity of Louisiana Bayberry wax also helped the boom of the Pennsylvania candle industry. Ben Franklin's family were candeliers who used the Pennsylvania Bayberry wax. Louisiana wax myrtle tree was planted all over the world, and also its sister plants were sought after all over the world. Some of them are in Japan, for instance, and there's a rare variety in California. Louisiana Bayberry candles lit the way from the Canadian border all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Louisiana Bayberry candles and also the Pennsylvania Bayberry candles were one of the first candles to be used in these parts of the United States. There weren't any beeswax because in the 1700s or the 1800s is when English brought bees over to the United States. It has been said that the Louisiana Bayberry candles is superior than the beeswax candles, but is brittle than the beeswax candles, but has a brighter light and lasts longer than beeswax candles. To take care of the brittlement of the Louisiana Bayberry wax, the Creoles of Cajun descent of the bayou uses another liquefied wax from a tree from the local forestry and mixes it with the Louisiana Bayberry wax to make a firm, non-brittle candle. This technique is different from the way the Bayberry candles are made in Pennsylvania. However, Louisiana Creoles do make Bayberry candles without any other waxes added, just like the counterparts in Pennsylvania. Before the electric streetlight, there were Bayberry candles inside of bubble glasses that were held up by wrought iron posts throughout Louisiana. One of the well-known streets that Louisiana Creoles tried to sell the artesian candles was Royal Street. The chant that was heard throughout Royal Street by the Louisiana Creole artisans who were selling Louisiana Bayberry candles was the following: Mademoiselle, belle chandelle. Monsieur, belle chandelle. Belle chandelle. Or conveyed in singing form as following: Petite belle chandelle. Fabric such as this, Madras cotton, was sewn into dresses the Louisiana Creole artisan women wore who were selling Bayberry candles. There's American myth and folklore about the Bayberry candle. It is synonymous with Christmas. It is called the Christmas candle by Americans. The Louisiana Creoles do not call the Bayberry candle a Christmas candle because at one point, Bayberry candles was the source of light all year round for the Louisiana Creoles. It is the American folklore and myth about the Bayberry candle to have it lit for New Year's for good luck. It is rare for the Louisiana Creoles to share in this myth. Yet for New Year's, which we call Christmas, have potted bayberry trees as Christmas trees on our tables. Our myth and folklore for New Year's for good luck is to have cabbage, collard greens, and black-eyed peas cooking on that day. The production of Bayberry candles was a very large undertaking and time-consuming. It takes a large volume of bayberries to be boiled and then collect the wax from the berries to create candles. At times, the wax is boiled in water more than once to remove debris and dirt from the bayberry wax before use. In the bayberry wax industry, cut corners were being used. Bayberry wax was no longer being used to make candles, but other waxes were, such as paraffin and beeswax. Bayberry oil was used to fragrance these waxes to make bayberry candles. This practice is still going on today. It is rare to have real bayberry candles, but small manufacturers are still making real bayberry candles. In Louisiana, in the Bayou, the Louisiana Creoles of Cajun descent and other Louisiana Creoles are still making bayberry wax candles, but it is not a large undertaking like it used to be, with plantations growing fields and fields of wax myrtle. It is not a flourishing industry like the sugarcane or the salt mine industry or the fishing industry. It is long gone like the cotton industry. Since the uproar of the pandemic of the honeybees, there have been in the soaping and candle industry a revival of the bayberry wax. In particular, the Louisiana bayberry wax. Just like in her glory days, the Louisiana bayberry wax is used as a substitute for beeswax in cosmetic, soap making, and candle recipes. Little is known that there are actually more than one wax myrtle bayberry trees in Louisiana. There is another less known bayberry wax myrtle tree in Louisiana. It is in the wetter parts of Louisiana. It has larger berries and larger leaves. Little is also known that the wax can also be collected off of the leaves as well as the berries. These are the candles that I made with my crystals and the bayberry wax that I recently received from a seller that I purchased online from. I really wanted to make something modern with our traditional candle making culture. This was something fun and on the fly, and I really wanted to try it to see what the candle would look like with geometric shapes. I took a cue from shavings that are normally used today to make candles, and instead of shavings, I used the shards that broke off from the bigger slab of the bayberry wax. For more Louisiana Creole candle making videos, click on the playlist to your right. To subscribe, click on the circle below.